Scarecrows, released September 28th, 1988. Directed and co-written by William Wesley, who went on to only direct one other film in 2001, the Craptacular Route 666. The other co-writer being Richard Jefferies, who goes on to write a number of lame movies, including developing the story for the 1995 Chevy Chase movie Man of the House, and it stars nobody you've ever heard of. So 5 mercenaries, now apparently war criminals, they stole $3 million from a military camp and took 2 hostages, a pilot and the pilot's daughter, randomly. Apparently, they needed to get in their attractive woman quota, would be my guess. But at the same time, one of the mercenaries, Roxanne, played by Christina Sanborn, she's pretty attractive. So, who knows? Bert, played by B.J. Turner, he tosses the money out of the plane and then jumps out after it. Betrayal. Landing, Bert sees the creepy Scarecrow that's featured in the movie poster, and then the other 3 male mercenaries, they jump out after him, leaving Roxanne in the plane. Stealing an old-ass truck that just happens to have the keys in it. The thing's been sitting there for who knows how long because it is old as hell. It's a little rusty. Keys just happen to be in it. Bert runs over a Scarecrow, which is a little important. Not really, but it's important for what I'm going to say. He finds his needle in a haystack, which is the money, in complete darkness. The plane from above is chasing him. They're like watching the truck driving, yet somehow it's going between night and day. Like when it's the point of view of the plane, it's very clearly light out. But then when we're back on the ground in the truck with Bert, pitch dark. So, don't know what they were doing there. Anyway, truck breaks down because the engine just disappears. He opens the hood and the engine's just gone. What happened? So he starts running away with the money, and as he's running in the trees and branches, he's just dropping the money Grand Theft Auto style, and the whole thing is kind of funny. But then he eventually is just stabbed by a Scarecrow, and that's it. The plane lands, and Roxanne joins her cohorts as they explore the farmhouse, and they find in one single room some satanic shit, and that is literally the end of that. It is never brought up again. They eventually find the Scarecrow that Bert ran over. See, told you this was important, only for something stupid. And for some reason, Jack, played by Richard Vidan, could go either way, he takes the head off the sack and he sniffs it. That's going to tell him which way Bert went, apparently. A slow search for Bert eventually results in him actually showing up to the house. And it turns out he's a zombie, but also a Scarecrow because he's stuffed with straw and some of the money. So that part's a little confusing. The pilot dies off screen, and his daughter Kelly, played by Victoria Christian, finds him all strung up. There's a gruesome death for Jack, who gets knocked to the ground, his hand sawed off. The sack gets put over his head and then just stabbed right in the face. And then the Scarecrow takes the hand that they sawed off and sews it back onto his arm. Everyone eventually dies, except for Kelly, who is saved by Curry, played by David Michael Sims, who blows up her zombie Scarecrow dad in the plane. But yet, somehow, 0 damage to the plane. Scarecrows has a cool concept. Regular Scarecrows come to life, and they're picking off mercenaries one by one. Unfortunately, though, the movie is pretty slow, and as a result, gets quite boring. It's overacted, big time, too. None of the actors involved really did anything of note after this, and it shows. Except for Richard Vidan. He went on to play a bit part as Detective Weatherby in Terminator 2, but that's pretty much it. The satanic stuff they found in the house is just never actually explained or expanded upon. In fact, They found, like, in the house, there's like a picture of 3 random dudes, and there's a throwaway line that leads us to believe that they are the Scarecrows. One of the guys in the picture is actually missing a hand, and, you know, the Scarecrow is missing a hand, and that's when he sews Jack's hand on, so it's like, okay, I guess they are the Scarecrows. But in death, what actually happens to the people's bodies? Are they zombies? Are they Scarecrows? Are they zombie Scarecrows? Are they Scarecrow zombies? Are the ones that survive going to hang up on like one of the empty crosses until more people show up to kill? It's just absolutely nothing is clear about this. The decent special effects are really the only highlight of this nonsensical mess. I give Scarecrows a D-. Thank you for watching Fatman Inc. Craptacular Horror. Leave a like if you enjoyed and a comment to discuss your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to see more reviews of horror movies new and old. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.